Give it just a minute and then we'll get started. It would be nice to know how to type. Okay. Hey, Sebastian, Liz, how you guys doing tonight? All right, no time to waste. We got 2 cases tonight. All right, guys, tonight we've got ourselves 2 cases of the newly released Star Trek Original Series Archives and Inscriptions by Rittenhouse. Break is sponsored by Blowout Cards. I did not bring up the checklist. So let me just get that going. Okay, Rittenhouse numbers their cases, so we already know which one's which. The lower number is the first case, which is 62. This guy on top. 68, this one here. That will be case 2. Not sure if anybody's posted any early breaks of this, or if anything's up on eBay. Haven't had a chance to look. I know there's a case top. There it is, hiding in there. All right, so we got our case topper. CT1. It's a metal card. Everybody, glad to see you all in here. So I'm just looking at the checklist real quick, and it's got just, I guess, I'm on Cardboard Connection, and there's a number in parentheses after. Yeah, so that's how many variations for each card. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. When I sort the base, you're just gonna get what you get. I have no idea what I'm, like. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get that thing anyway near to sorted right. Okay. So it's pretty much the basic Rittenhouse breakdown. There's 2 autographs, one of which is an inscription. Like I said, the base set is absolutely monstrous. There's 98 cards in the base set, but each base card has up to 36 different variations. I'm not sure if anybody checked them all to see, add them all up to see what they come to, but I think it was somewhere in the 2,000 card vicinity, if I remember correctly. So that's a lot. So just so you can see what one of the base cards looks like, and there is no no like different indication. I was really hoping they would have kind of given them some sort of a lettering system, but I guess for that to happen they would have needed the same number of inscriptions for every card. Now, one thing on the checklist. So I know there's not much in the inserts. So sketches are 1 and 2 cases. Laser cut villains, 1 a box. Heroes and Villains expansion, 2 a box. City on the Edge of Forever uncut, 2 a box. And just the 1 case topper. Okay. So it's pretty standard, you know, straightforward. Felt like 2 cards stuck together there. So I think you're all a different group from last night. So is everybody all staying safe and social distanced and all that kind of good stuff? I would have thought I would have gotten one of the inserts so far, but nothing yet. Alright. This looks like the uncut, I'm going to guess. Just number 20. Yeah, the City on the Edge of Forever. Focusing as usual. There it goes. Here's one of these heroes. This is card 109, the expansion. You know, it's funny with all the, you know, the social distancing and having to wear a mask and everything. I used to enjoy going to the grocery store. I absolutely hate it now. I've realized that all stores, they're, you know, capped at 50% their capacity. So that means, as best as I could tell, the grocery store and Walmart and whatever were never even close. Oops, I forgot to turn the ringer off on my phone. We're never even close to 50% capacity, ever. Because they're busier now than they were, and the people are much more ignorant. Excuse me 1 second. Let me turn that ringer off before it starts going crazy. Ringer off. Where's the autograph set? I forget what town, but oh, here's our first one. Jenna, you live somewhere near me. Yeah, that's my text message sound. Okay, we have silver signature, Sabrina Scharf. Yeah, my text message is Mario jumping, and my email, excuse me, my phone call, my ringtone is Doctor Who. Anyway, so Jenna, I had heard today that the governor of New Jersey is going to open or allow golf courses and public parks. I didn't read the full order. I guess it's only state-owned parks. You know, I would assume that the local parks, you know, town-owned ones are up to their own whether or not they want to open back up. There's another one of these. Sitting on the edge of tomorrow. Wegmans, that's in Cherry Hill, isn't it? The old racetrack. Never been in there. Driven by it. Expansion card. I'll stick with good old my shop, right? One thing that kind of stinks, that it's sort of a shame, and I don't know about all the stores. I actually read an article about it. That I noticed that the price on certain things is going up, and it's they even had a sign that eggs, they were raising the price on eggs because of the increased demand. Now they still have the eggs. It's not like they're running out of them. Michael J. Pollard, and he just wrote John. So that's kind of a crappy thing. You know what? I'll do the wrappers later. I don't think I think Rittenhouse tells them what to write. I can't imagine they do it on their own. Well, I'm all good. I refuse to panic buy. I mean, I'm so fed up with the the news, the media in general, scaring everybody, into panic buying. I really do believe that. But I buy what I need. I'm not going to go crazy and buy enough toilet paper to last me the next 3 years. My problem is that they're limiting things to a point that it's not even feasible for a family. Like, you're only allowed to buy 2 packages of a chicken product, and it doesn't matter if you buy a pack of ground chicken and a pack of chicken breasts. That's it. I actually found a bottle of hand sanitizer. I don't know how much hand sanitizer usually is, but it was $9 for a, I don't know, maybe it was an 8-ounce bottle. There's our first autograph. Edge cards. Yeah, you see now. Yes, the wrappers are 2 reward points. So one of the draftable spots is the entire case worth of wrappers. So what was it? 512 points, I think, for a case. Does that sound right? And you also it's the case topper and the wrappers are a spot. You'd be surprised. Some people like to get the rewards card. I don't know how much the rewards card is for this because I know it's a metal card, so it might go for more. Might be, say, 1,500 points. Yeah, I mean, eggs weren't that bad. Normally eggs are, I don't know, $1.99, something like that for a dozen eggs, and they raised them to $2.49. Autograph number 2. Ah, definitely not easy to read sarcasm. There's our expansion card. Oh, geez, I couldn't even find bacon. Some of the stuff they're out of is very odd. But I did talk to one of the workers at our grocery store, and they said that some of the things they're just not even getting them in. So it's not like it's a supply and demand. It's like soda, they've got it coming out of their ears, but you want bacon or taco kits or something, shredded cheese. Charles Pickerney Sr. And our inscription here, Jack Donner, The Enterprise Incident. So, you know what? I didn't actually look at the checklist, but I had seen somebody had mentioned about, was it Chekhov has some pretty good, um, inscriptions. And then also with George Takei. Oh, did he actually say "Oh my" in the TV show? I don't know. I mean, I know that. I don't know. It's just it just felt like that was like his catchphrase after the, you know, when he would start doing a lot of interviews and he was on Stern and everything. Oh yeah, I know there's none of those. You don't want sacrificial crew member number 2. And Liz, did you see the Berm Gorman inscription that was sold on eBay? It was censored himself. You know, he did the, you know, pound sign, asterisk, at sign thing. I didn't realize that's how he actually wrote it on the card. That was the first one I had ever seen of that. Autograph number 1. I need to add original series back. Put it on my ever-growing list of shows I need to rewatch. It's not enough hours in the day. Well, oh, got a sketch. It's unsigned. That's a bummer. The original series, wasn't it 3 seasons? So, Mason, when you're asking about inflections, do you mean Star Trek inflections or Game of Thrones inflections? because there's that open Game of Thrones break that just can't seem to get full. Every time I say I'm going to cancel it, somebody takes one spot, and then somebody drops out, and it's pretty much a wash. I don't know what the price of Star Trek Inflections is at right now, if it's low, high. It really is a lot of fun, though. Star Trek Inflections. It's a shame that the secondary price on it is so low. Like, it's just because it's so loaded. I mean, it's a great. It's so much fun to open. I mean, it's not cheap. You know, even when it's down low. I mean, what was the lowest we had that at? Was it like 2,000, 2,200, somewhere around there? Expansion card. I saw that the Game of Thrones Inflections International Edition blowout raised the price on that a lot. So I'm guessing either they're running low or they were selling a lot of it. But the standard edition is still at 2,000. All right, what do you want to see first, autograph or sketch? And let me bust out the old fogies. See, maybe there's a signature on the front. Yeah, I would have to go back and look at our other breaks to see. I don't have a clue how that compares to what our other breaks were done at. J. Jones. Oh, all right, well, I'll show the sketch now then. So it's Spock with some kind of a creature stuck to his back. I mean, it's a very well done sketch. I don't see a name on this at all, and there's definitely no name on the back. Put that one there. And autograph number 2, which actually is one of the ones I really wanted to pull. Let me see if I can do this. Oh my. All right. Good deal there. You know what? I am not a Star Trek. It's not. I don't want to say I'm not a fan. I mean, I've watched the shows, but I'm not that knowledgeable on it. Jenna, it seems like you are. Anybody want to do some Star Trek trivia, like we were doing with some of the other stuff? We were doing this. I tell you, when you got that Star Wars one, that was some hard trivia. But Russell is a super authority on. Let's try it. Let's see if this is any good. All right, some of these are easy. You know, the only thing about I don't think it's a Caballero is, I mean, that's definitely, it doesn't look painted. You know, it's too matte finish, like how Charles Hall's sketches are. I mean, it's definitely, oh, you know what, it could be a Caballero, but I think his stuff's a little bit more. I want to say, I don't want to say realistic, but you know, I don't know who is on the who was on the artist sketch list. Alright, well, I tell you what, I found a Star Trek trivia. Now, some of these are pretty easy. I just looked at the first two questions. So, you know, Captain Kirk is the captain in the original series. Who was the captain in the pilot episode? Yeah, I don't think you really need to be a huge fan to know that answer. I think that's a pretty easy one. All right. How about who? Oh, what did I just do? Who played Captain Pike's first officer in The Cage? Now these are multiple choice, but I only reason I know the answer is because the other three are ridiculous ones. Okay, so it pretty much, so the price for Star Trek Inflections, pretty much, whether it's moved up and down, it's back where it was. Yeah, I mean, but just listen to this. The other answers, or, you know, guesses for you. Jonathan Frakes, Leonard Nimoy, and Nichelle Nichols. I mean, you don't have to be much of a fan to know who any of those other people are. All right, let's see if these get any harder. Now, this doesn't make any sense. According to results from the 2013 Star Trek convention, what was the 7th best Star Trek film ever? Insurrection, Galaxy Quest, First Contact, Into Darkness. And they've got a picture from Galaxy Quest, but it's not, I mean, it's a spoof. So how is it considered? Unless, were there only 6 Star Trek movies? Bald, pointy head that did it. You talking about a cone head from Saturday Night Live? Or a V'ger from Star Trek 1? Well, since the picture is Galaxy Quest, I'm just going to have to guess Galaxy Quest. And if anybody hasn't seen Galaxy Quest, I think it's a tremendous spoof movie for Star Trek. Ah, well, there you go, Jenna. Thank you for that extra tidbit of information. There's our first autograph. Oops. I must throw a wrapper away. I don't know Trekkies. expansion card. Okay. So we start with Barbara Luna. A nice signature. And Eleanor Donahue. We understand. All right, I put my phone down. The trivia was... They weren't good questions in my opinion. Yeah, silver signatures are definitely... They need to do more of those, because I like them so much better than the gold signatures. Not sure how long you've been collecting, Jenna, but if you go back and you look at Rittenhouse Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and you look at their silver signature cards, they had some exclusives in the archive boxes. Personally, they're by far the best looking autograph cards. I've seen a lot of people post the EPAC Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Those autographs aren't bad looking, since Upper Deck really isn't known for good designs on the whole. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff out there, especially when you talk about something like Star Trek, which, you know, has been around for so long, and there's been so many releases from the different products. If which one is it? Here's our Star Trek Discovery has nice looking relics. If you watch that show, cases of that are, I think they were on sale for $5.75. I don't know if you can get them cheaper anywhere else. And something that Rittenhouse doesn't normally do, but they had all the different relics. There was like 3 different scarcity levels to them, which was kind of neat. I was going to try and submit a break for Discovery because of how cheap it was, but I couldn't. Nobody seemed to respond on that one. But I would say that for, I'm trying to think. I'm having a complete brain fart. What's the one Star Trek movie set that we were opening up a ton of? Not Into Darkness. I'm completely zoned out. What was the last Star Trek movie? Somebody help me out here. Was it Beyond? Yeah, Beyond. Thank you. That's a great set. If you can, a lot of value in that. There are relics, some of which are really rare, but you got autographs of everybody. The price went back up on those. I'm not sure why. We were opening those up at, I think, $600 a case. And the archive boxes, I think, were $1,000. And the archive boxes are really good. Okay. Judy Shervin. And our inscription, Bruce Mars, Jimmy Boy. We're on box 6, our halfway point. You know, I just got to jump back to the checklist for a second, because what were the odds on laser cut villains? 1 in 21 a box. So we're getting the Edge of Tomorrow, or excuse me, Edge of Forever, and we're getting the expansion. Let me go to Rittenhouse's website, because we haven't pulled one. So I'm thinking that they have the odds wrong. Laser cut villains. I mean, set available via redemption. What does that mean? Oh, laser cut villains redemption card, 1 in 432 packs. That's why. Okay. So fingers crossed we should get one. I mean, it's an odd number, but that's less than 2 cases. And if we're lucky, we'll get 2. Now, is that version of Star Trek done? I feel like I read that somewhere. So now, the next time they make another Star Trek movie, they'll recast them again? I thought they did a good job. I think especially Carl Urban, I think he's phenomenal as Bones. Speaking of movies, did you see AMC Theaters is going to not show any Universal movies because they released that Trolls cartoon movie to video on demand, and it did really good. It did almost as good as if it was in the theaters. Except for big action movies, I don't really go to, like, I don't care to go to the theater for other stuff unless it's something like my kids really want to see. If I'll go for, a Marvel movie or Star Wars or, something like that. To me, it didn't seem like that big of a deal. Like, why not show the movies that were supposed to come out to video on demand and then re-release them when the theaters open back up? I bet you there'll be plenty of people that would still go because they'd want to see it on the big screen. I was half tempted. I was gonna do it. I was gonna rent Bloodshot because I'd heard that they were releasing that one to video on demand because it was only in the theaters for like a week or two. Just because I love that comic book, but the movie really looked bad. It's not that. It really isn't that bad. You figure, I think where they charge like $20 or $25. So that would have been the cost of 2 tickets. I don't have to drive there. I don't have to spend $50 on some popcorn and something to drink and some candy. Okay, we've got Lee Merriweather, Losira. Well, we gotta open up a new pack. And Charlie Evans, Robert Walker Jr. as Charlie Evans. Are there any autographs that I should be looking out for besides the, I know the main people and some of the famous people that might have had a spot on this? I know that Joan Collins is a incentive autograph. I don't know if she's in the regular hobby release. Rise of Skywalker comes out on Disney Plus next week. For May the 4th. We got a nice sketch, but it's unsigned. And we pulled a Oh My George Takei. And I was just asking actually if there's anybody in this in particular, besides, seeing one of the original crew members, if there was any other autographs in here that I should be, looking out for in particular. Okay. Well, that answered my question. The signer list isn't nearly as large as what Game of Thrones was. So I would think we'd be able to at least pull two bridge autographs. I mean, oh, I'm sure there is. Don't this says 26 inscription autographs, 28 other. So that means you're going to pull almost half of them. And you figure, okay, I'm sure that's what I mean. I think 9 or 10 of those 26 are going to be non-bridge. The only thing that stinks about having a small autograph list is that the ability to possibly pull a double. I think there's only one cut. I thought I saw on the checklist. Am I? Oh, there's two. Yeah. Angelique Pettyjohn and Arnold Moss. And again, I have no clue who they are. I always wanted to pull. I never did. They had the cut autographs. What was it? Captain's Collection had. Was it Vic Tayback? And then one of the earlier sets you could pull. They had. Oh, was it Scotty cut? And then way back when, there's a Gene Roddenberry cut. That's super, super rare. I think there was only two of those made. That's just like getting the Rod Serling cut that they had put in Twilight Zone. But I think I forget what the odds were on those, but it was relatively long, like maybe like 1 in every 10 cases. That was the one cool thing about the last Rittenhouse. Actually, no, it wasn't the last. It was like the second to last James Bond set. The archive box had a Sean Connery cut autograph in it. Apparently, they had bought up. He had an autograph book, and they had bought all the book plates and then turned them into cards. That's why they were like, they weren't the 2.5 by 3.5. They were like 4 by 6s. All right, silver, Sandy Gimple. What an attractive looking person. And what is it? Mary Linda Rapelye. I stayed in the city. Yeah, it's funny, Mason, because I used to watch the original Outer Limits with my mom back when they used to rerun that in the late 70s, early 80s. Oh, so, there's something about time was in the title. The one where he was the guy that only wanted to read the books. I don't have CBS All Access. Has anybody watched the new one, the Jordan Peele one? There is just too many streaming services right now. I've been seeing commercials for, I think it's Amazon. Is it Amazon Video? But they're bringing back Amazing Stories. Yeah, see, the only the only streaming service I have is Disney Plus, and the only reason I have it is because my son wanted it, so he pays for it. So I figured, hey, he gets his room and board for free. Least he can do is let me use his Disney Plus. Well, I mean, he is 80-something years old. You know, Mason, you could probably relate. Now, you know, with my dad, I used to watch well, actually, two different things, completely polar opposites. Double. Doubles are not good. My dad and I used to watch the Creature double feature. It used to be on, was that Saturday afternoons? And then I think it was Saturday nights. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but they used to have this CBS. It was like a private detective hour, and you either got McCloud, Columbo, or McMillan and Wife, I think. And we used to watch that too. Swamp Thing with what was her name? Adrienne Barbeau. And yeah, when I was a kid, I watched so much TV. I remember so many crappy shows that that only lasted like one season. All right, let's see what we got here. John Wheeler. Something let me look up what this says. I can't read this. John Wheeler. No, that's not it. Tellerites rule? And boo, we got a double. Judy Shervin. You see now, Mason, I never liked Kojak. I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I used to like Columbo. Beretta was okay. I liked McMillan and Wife, Heart to Heart. And Quincy. Quincy was cool. I actually watched a couple months ago on one of those retro channels. They had Matt Houston. Yeah, they used to be on. It was like 11 o'clock at night. They would replay those. I never saw anything with Ricky Gervais in it. I mean, no, I mean little bits, but I've never seen any of his shows or anything. Hey, George, I'll be honest with you. We got a nice sketch. We got George Takei, oh my, and then after that, I don't think we got anything. We're still waiting for another Bridge Crew autograph. You know, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a made-for-TV spoof movie. With the Truman Capote? I don't know, it was something weird like that. But it had these spoof versions of all of the old detectives, and they all had to go to this house, and they were all getting killed off, but they didn't really get killed off. And it had like a fake Charlie Chan and a fake Sam Spade, and then there was another one that had a fake Columbo and a fake McLeod. Well, you know, it's funny, George, is we were actually, I was praising Beyond earlier. Oh, there you go, Murder by Death. Thank you. That is a great movie. Maybe we have to put Star Trek in the two categories, but Inflections is the only premium set, so you know it's kind of in a class of its own. But for regular type releases, you know, I would think Beyond might be the best. Whoops, missed the box. Oh, it's too late, Jenna. We all know who you are. I still say, Jenna, if you're looking for value, you know, that's not going to break the bank, because obviously, like you were saying, Inflections is the way to go. But you know, over $2,000 a case, you know, it's pricey. But Beyond, you get relics. It's not that expensive. I don't know how much you can get it for elsewhere. Would be nice if I showed the autographs. Okay, Silver Signature, Barbara Babcock. And Beverly Washburn. So it looks like she wrote Love, and then she wrote Lieutenant Arlene Galway. I know, and I know you didn't like it, and I never watched the show because whoops, put that in backwards, because I do not have CBS All Access, but the relics in Star Trek Discovery are very nice. But yeah, usually when you opened up a case of Beyond, there was 2 or 3 relics that are super thick, like the shuttlecraft or the Idris Elba character, because his costume was like some real thick latex. So once you got this one pack that was like that thick, you knew you had one of the better relics. You know, Jenna, if you happen to have an extra, from Inflections, I'm pretty sure it's card number 20. I am missing that one card from my set. In one of our breaks, I ended up trading for that second base spot that's, missing 20 cards. And then I made a deal with Jeff, and he got me almost all of the ones I needed, and I'm one card short. I'm pretty sure it's number 20. So if you have your base cards and you're not doing anything with them, or if you happen to have an extra number 20, oh, who'd you pull, George? You guys are really tempting me to open some of that. If you say it's like another Chloe Bennett, I will be mad. Oh man, another. Well, it's not a duplicate. It's a second of a person, but it's a different inscription. This is really making me not feel too confident about pulling a second Bridge Crew. Yeah, has he done anything besides Shield? Yeah, I do kind of have some money to blow. I was bidding on a sketch. There was a Solomon Grundy sketch. It ended just a few minutes before I started breaking. It was Eric Mail from Supervillains did it. It's a phenomenal sketch. I guess I'm not the only person who likes him. The thing, I got outbid. I gave up it. Geez, I'm trying to think. I think it went for $97. Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of actors. You never know if they take a break, they're burnt out. J. Jones. And like, I'm always surprised that Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black. Here's another John Wheeler, Journey to Babel. So same guy, different inscription. But I got outbid at, I think I was at $92 where I ended, which is way more than I've ever spent on a sketch. So I guess technically I have extra money that I didn't spend. I could put it somewhere else. Okay, we've got 2 more boxes here to try and pull another big autograph or the redemption. That's really all we have to look for. I didn't even know there was a new Perry Mason. Is she the Della Street character? You know, it's funny, when we were joking, Liz, when we were joking about that Eugene Simon lot, I was about to bid on it, and then somebody jumped it up to, I think, $17. And I'm like, you know what? Even as a joke, I'm not spending $17 on Eugene Simon. Oh, you really did bid on that? And back to you, George. I don't remember Perry Mason well enough. I just remember Della Street was his assistant. Yeah, Perry Mason actually was a radio show before it was a TV show. I like to listen to radio classics on Sirius, and once in a blue moon they'll play one. Or you can get a lot of the old time radio shows on like Spotify. Now, is Perry Mason on a regular channel, or is that on some streaming service? Okay. Oh, and by the way, last night after we got done with Walking Dead, I went online and I couldn't find anything that said that you got Netflix for free with Comcast. So I wonder if it was some sort of a promotion that I just am not entitled to. All right, Julie Ann Johnson. And our inscription, Sabrina Scharf. And joining day, it looks like it says. Yeah, I think that's what I did. And then it asked me to log in, and I tried to log in, and it said that it was an invalid user ID and password. Okay, our last chance here. Yeah, that's I'll try it again. Yeah, I'm just hoping for 2, but are any of the main cast in the non-inscription cards? I don't know. Let me jump to the checklist real quick and go to classic. All right, so Shatner is in the classic. That's the only one. All right, let's be optimistic here. We're going to get another Bridge Crew, and we're going to get the redemption in this box. Yes, it was, George. So I mean, at least I'm happy that we got that one. And you're missing a couple of Y's on your Myy. It's, oh my. I wonder what the archive box of this looks like. I mean, with so few autographs, I would think you'd get one of everybody. I know it said no sketches, but I didn't read the complete contents of the archive box. Now I'm going to start opening from the top. Yeah, there always are. But usually, you know, there'll be like an archive exclusive version. I'm actually really disappointed about the base cards. So I wonder, do you get the Shatner silver signature? Nope. Oh man, what a rough case. Sherry Jackson silver signature. And Michael Dante. And he wrote Friday's Child. Well, I hope the second case is a little bit better than this one. Our recap, I'm not even going to bother, I'm going to be honest with you. So our big guy, George Takei, oh my. So, and then we got our sketch. So Mason, there's your two picks. I can't imagine you'd be taking anything else. Everything else is pretty much status quo. Some silvers, some of the classic. I'm not sure what style the black one is called. The Charlie Evans. We got our two inserts. We did not get the redemption. And we got our case topper, which you're supposed to get. Alright, I'm going to stop the video so that it'll save, and then I will jump over to case 2. So, yeah, that's right, George. So anyway, I'm going to stop the video, come back in a few minutes, and then we'll start on case 2 and get this thing knocked out. And fingers crossed it's better than case 1. I'm sorry to say. But anyway, join the Facebook group, iFish73 Not Sport Group Breaks. We're doing a Walking Dead break over there right now. Hopefully we can fill it. And that's about it. The only break I think we've got right now, DC Bombshell Series 2. We're doing a break there. It's more than half full. Another cheap break. The Game of Thrones Inflections. I don't think that's going to fill. It's still there. Just like the Twin Peaks archive box, the 2019. That's been sitting there for months, and it was so close to being full, but we just can't seem to do it. So probably not going to happen. If there's anything you want to have me break, shoot me a message on here, message me on Facebook, message me on Blowout. I will respond, and I will see you guys in just a few minutes.